Well, you see, everybody thinks farming is all about this. And yeah, it really ought to be. But in this day and age, so much more than that gets involved with a job. Because there's paperwork to do, there are things to keep up to date with, there's an awful lot you need to get on the internet for. And in a place like this, that all too often means no reliable landline service and no internet signal on the phone. So we have to resort to contraptions of this sort. And what you can see down there, that sort of thin black bit with the orange thing on it, that's a Wi-Fi router, and that sends a signal to a radio mast, and basically that sends the internet down to the house. But there's a problem with it. You see, every now and again it decides it's had enough. It's done a lot of work, it's got a lot of the bits and bobs and the detritus, the electronic detritus of having done a lot of work and sent a lot of messages and let us see a lot of websites and stuff, sent that down to the house. It's tired, it's worn out, and it stops. It's full of what we call dead packets. And the net effect of that is that I have to come up here, I have to take this little jobby out of that black thing down there, and I have to give it a breather. So then with that little jobby stuck back in there, I switch him all back on again, plug him in, and off he goes. Back to the job. So in the most fundamental terms, it needed a breather, it had to have a rest, it had been overloaded, and it was jam-packed full. And there are times when certainly I can feel like that. Last week was such a week. There was a lot on. Rightly so, it all had to be done, and it was good to get things sorted the way they had to be, deal with issues and problems and get on with the job. But, you know, today's a Monday morning. And it's time I had my dead packets cleared up a little bit here too. So here I am up on this mountain, giving the internet a break and giving it a chance to catch its breath and get rid of its dead packets. But really, I'm the guy who needs to get this rest. Now, I'm going to take a few moments up here, and I'm gonna do that this early Monday morning. And it's obviously possible my phone could ring again and things could get busy again. But when we need to shut out some special time to do that. Do you know, we even read about the Lord Jesus on one occasion when it had all been rather busy. Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up and left the house and went to a solitary place to pray. It's not just rest, you see. There needs to be that some way of refeeding and refreshing the soul. I can go away and do nothing and not achieve that. And Jesus gives us this example where he goes away and he prays and he seeks God for communion, for fellowship, for refreshment, for encouragement, and for rest in the presence of God. And this busy week that's gone by, I know I need to do that, but I actually need to do that all the time. It's just that I'm feeling it because of the pressures that have been on. And so often we talk about mental health and the need to talk and and those things are very important. But the need to talk to God, to be refreshed in your heart because you've had that restoration of relationship. You've had time to talk over with him the things that are on your heart. Sort out with him the stuff that's giving you grief and dragging you down and putting dead packets in your head. You know, that's the gold standard. And that's the way it needs to be. One morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, went out of the house, went to a quiet place to pray. And he spent time there with his Father. And he came back once more in the strength, the inner strength that we get from God. And if he needed to, I do, I'm going to suggest we do. Just take a time to talk and just see how God restores the strength of those who turn to and wait for a while with him. God bless you. Have a great week.